Hello, Insurance Bro Voss.
Insurance Bros.
How's it going?
Good. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Happy Tuesday.
Tuesday, week number 8.
Week number 8.
Which means we have been doing this for 2 months now.
I know. Look at that. And we got cool new setup.
We got a cool
mics.
setup.
A little closer to the face.
A little closer to the face. And I would say by week 9.
Week 9.
New furniture. New layout.
Oh, a new layout. Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Professional, huh?
Super pro.
Going all out.
Yes. So,
great. Like Joe Rogan himself.
Oh, yeah.
The man, the myth.
Yeah. I mean, may not have like the Spotify connection, but we're getting there.
It's close.
We're getting there.
There.
We're making some pretty good traction on YouTube, and check us out on every major podcast platform as well.
Yeah, we are.
Not to mention our live Tuesdays, which we have consistently hit. So
yeah, so 10:30 live Tuesdays. Watch out for us. We're gonna try to post those on our personal Facebooks and the Senior Healthcare Solutions group, as well as recording them and putting them on YouTube and for the podcast.
Yep.
And then also sending out a weekly reminder via email. So
yeah,
keep a lookout for that. If you want to get on our newsletter list.
I think our next goal, as far as Insurance Bros podcast goes, is we need some guests. Who's out there?
Yeah, come on
wants
out.
to feature their business, have a conversation about insurance, have a conversation about their business.
Yeah, how insurance ties to your business,
how your
business works,
how we work together, those types of things. So, we don't charge for this or anything.
Not yet.
But it's a good way to highlight your business, get in front of a live audience, as well as push it out into all the inner zones and social media, and we will absolutely tag you and all of those types of stuff. So let's start to get some guests. Reach out to us if you want to be featured on that.
Yeah, I think I saw a few people request on that. I'm going to have to circle back on those posts. But definitely comment on one of these today.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll schedule you in.
Let's do this. Let's jump right in. I've got somebody reached out to me.
Oh!
I'm not going to name names.
No names, but I like it.
But
what'd they say?
We have Medicare questions.
Ooh, Medicare questions.
So
that is in my wheelhouse.
I don't know anything about Medicare.
I know a little bit,
but let's jump in with both feet here.
Oh, okay, let's see what they got. I'll see if I can answer these questions.
I think these are pretty frequently asked, but why, Voss, why is Medicare mandatory at age 65? Somebody sent me a text about that, and I was like, bro.
Right? Yes. Why is it mandatory at 65? Well, 65 is the age that you qualify for Medicare. You can also qualify for it if you're on SSDI for at least 24 months and if you have ESRD. But at 65...
What's ESRD?
End-stage renal disease.
Okay.
If you're on dialysis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you qualify for Medicare and you can get on Medicare. The thing is that's a whole nother topic, but if you're under 65 and you go on Medicare, to cover the 20% cost share, you're only eligible for an Advantage plan. Because the supplement plans are medically underwritten and they don't want to assume that risk.
Oh, sure.
Right off the bat.
Fair enough.
So at 65, that was the old retirement age.
Yep.
Now it's like 67, 70.
It was like 72.
72, 85. People are living to 120 these days. So keep that in mind. But
a nice segue into that is if you work with us and sell insurance, you won't have to work until you're 72.
That's right.
At least that's the plan.
I would have to say our plan for a good, strong agent is about 5 years maybe. Of hustling, getting out there and doing it. You could probably, within 3 to 4 years, probably get up to the 100K mark. And then, 5 years, maybe like 250 and just be able to sustain it with a little bit of work.
I work under, and I know we kind of got sidetracked here as far as Medicare goes,
Yeah.
but squirrel. I have a plan to work for the next 10 years, so I don't have to work for the next 10 years after.
Oh, absolutely.
That's really just ultimately my goal.
You know, I see a lot of agents getting up to the 300 client mark, like where they've helped out 300 people, and now they're 350, and now they're sustaining about about 100K a year.
Wow.
And so they just kind of maintain that, help out people, and just kind of maintain that, and they're happy at that. Me, I wanna hit it. I've been hitting it hard for the last 5 years, and another 5 years to go. And I think me and Diana can retire in 5 years.
There you go.
Well, I mean, I'd like to retire in 5 years, but we'll see.
Okay, back to Medicare. We got sidetracked. Let's kind of start over.
Back to Medicare. Okay.
So why at 65? Beyond it being the retirement age,
Right.
65.
So
it's required. Now, is that government required?
it's kind of government required. If you don't have insurance, you have to take Medicare. If you don't have credible coverage, like commercial insurance that we have under 65.
Okay.
If you don't have credible coverage, you have to take Medicare.
Meaning, like, you don't necessarily have to be retired from your job,
No.
but
But they kind of want you covered by health insurance so you don't rack up big health bills.
interesting. Okay.
Right. You know, the government has ACA insurance, and they want everybody to go on it because insurance coverage is better than no coverage. But Medicare, on that point, when you turn 65, if you've been working for at least 10 years, you are eligible for Part A for free. So Part A, if you didn't work and pay into taxes, is about $500 a month. So if you paid in, like we're paying in for taxes, then you get Part A covered. So at 65, just get Part A because it doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to get Part B if you have work coverage.
Okay, that's where I was going with that.
Okay.
So if you don't necessarily have to be retired,
No.
and to do it. So is there a penalty if you don't sign up at 65?
There is a penalty if you don't sign up and you don't have credible coverage.
Okay.
So if you are on if you're retired but you're using your wife's coverage, your spouse's coverage, then that's credible coverage. So you don't have to take Part B. But if you retire or if you just don't have coverage and you get to the 65 mark and you don't take the Medicare, then you get penalized. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
It's not a huge penalty, but it's a penalty nonetheless.
But you can overlap it with work insurance and
right.
your employee benefits and Medicare.
Yeah. So you can have employee benefits. All those other insurances come through work health insurance. Get your Part A because that's free, and then just have it. When you get ready to drop your work insurance, then you go on Part B. And it's a simple form you fill out that says, hey, I want to go on Part B. And then I worked for this company, and this is the insurance I had. And they verify it, and they give you Part B without a penalty.
Okay.
So at any time. So I put somebody on Part B the other day that was 75, coming off his spouse. His spouse died. That was government. So they had government health insurance, and then that dropped off, and he needed to go on Part B. So put him on Part B, no penalties, and then rolled him on an Advantage plan.
Quick reminder, what is Medicare Part B?
Medicare Part B is doctor coverage.
Okay.
So Part A is hospitals, facilities.
Sure.
Part B is doctors, providers.
Okay.
Yeah.
During the test, you want to hear a tip?
Yeah. Tell me.
Test tip. TT.
Test.
Medicare Part D. D for drugs.
D for drugs.
D for drugs.
Drugs.
That's the only way I remembered that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not D for doctors.
Oh, yeah, no. D.
Okay, so you don't have to have B. Do you ever have to have B if you don't want to?
If you have credible coverage, you don't ever have to have B.
But you're using the word credible coverage.
Right. If you don't have, so here's the thing. If you don't have health insurance and you don't want to get Medicare, the reason for the penalty is if later in life you need coverage and you have to go on it, well, you weren't paying for it. Like your Part B coverage is about $170 a month right now, and you weren't paying for it along that time frame, and all of a sudden you need coverage. They're like, well, you need to pay some back premium.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's like 10% of the total year for as many years as you didn't take it.
So it could be up to like, I don't know, 120,
it's
$200.
Yeah, for the first year, it's like $200 plus the 174.
Wow.
And then it rolls back into the 174. So they kind of make you pay back some of the expense of not having it when it's kind of like people that want to buy life insurance when they're on their deathbed. No, sorry, we can't do that.
Yeah.
The government's like, well, we want to help you out, but you didn't really pay into it in the years past. So if we're going to be coming out of pocket for all these health expenses, we need some backup coverage.
What is the best Medicare plan that would cover everything?
Oh my gosh.
No questions asked.
You know what?
Does it exist?
I don't know. I mean, per person,
Everybody's different.
Everyone's different.
Yeah.
So there's supplement plans and there's advantage plans, and it depends on what your healthcare needs. If you're turning 65, you have a guaranteed issue to get on a supplement plan. So,
but I know that there's plans that go beyond A, B, C, D. There's like plan like J.
Well, I mean, yes. So Plan G is the most popular one. Those plans are the supplement plans.
Are those for like very specific, like I want to go to the Mayo Clinic and see this guy.
The Mayo Clinic doesn't take advantage plans, so you'd have to be on a supplemental plan.
Oh my gosh.
So a Medigap plan. Yeah. So at 6, but if you want to change to the Mayo Clinic because you're unhealthy and you're 70 now or something, 75, they don't take and you're on an advantage plan, they don't take the advantage. And you can try to switch to a supplement plan, but like I said, they're medically underwritten, and they're going to look at that and be like, we don't want to accept that. So you have to stay on the advantage. That means you can't go to the Mayo Clinic with an advantage.
How far down do they go in the medical underwriting? Are they going to only look at you, or are they going to say, hey, your parent had cancer, or
that's a great question.
Your brother had diabetes, and so now you're
down
more
to your dog, actually. Yeah, way down.
I got parvo.
There's worms coming out of it.
Yeah.
No, they pretty much just look at your medical history and what's going on. Like if there's nothing in the past, then you're okay. But it's usually people switch to a supplement from an advantage because they want the full coverage because there's something going on that's, healthcare wise. And at that point, they're like, no.
Yeah.
You should have gotten it back when you were 65 and then just kind of paid it and wrote it out. But it kind of takes me back to that life insurance thing on the deathbed.
Yeah.
If you want it, if you need it, you're probably not going to get it. So it's planning. If you go to the Mayo Clinic at 65, put you on a supplement, you're gonna pay for it monthly. There's gonna be no real bills, no co-payments for your healthcare. But if you're only going to the doctor once a year at the Mayo Clinic, I mean, at that point, can you find a doctor somewhere else where you're not paying $150 a month? Plus the Part D plan, you got to pay for that too. So it's like about $180 a month plus your Part B plan because everyone pays for the Part B. So you're looking at like $300 a month on the supplement side. And if you're traveling and going to the Mayo and all over the country and living in multiple states, that's a great plan because you can see any doctor anywhere you want. And it covers everything, hospitals and doctors. So it doesn't cover dental, vision, hearing, outpatient
That's a separate
stuff.
plan.
Yeah, there's things that like cosmetic work. It doesn't really cover that. It just covers health care. So, I mean, if you want all that other stuff.
Which plan covers like Botox and collagen?
You'd be surprised, right?
It's like Medicare plan Y.
If you can get a doctor's prescription for that, then you can probably get it covered.
Interesting.
But
So
I mean, they say Botox for your head, right? For migraines, you put it in here, and it says, you get it helps your migraines, and it also flattens your face out at the same time.
oh man, then I'll never have an expression again. Just like that. So you talked about you automatically get Medicare.
Well,
if you've paid into it for 10 years.
Right, you don't automatically get it. If you're on Social Security at 65, they'll automatically enroll you into Medicare and send you a card. If you're not on Social Security at 65, then you have to call in or email in or whatever and request to go on Medicare.
Got it.
Right.
So then you said there's a cost associated with Part B, with obviously Part D, and when you start adding these up, you're looking at, I mean, everybody again is obviously different, but you could be looking at $300-$500. There's got to be situations where someone can't afford that.
Right?
What does that look like to an individual who's on a limited income, who needs those specific plans? Is there any relief for them?
So if your limited income is under $1,600 a month, then you can go on Access, which is Medicaid for Arizona.
For Arizona specifically.
And they'll pick up your Part B premium or all of it. If you're under $1,200 a month, they'll pick up all of it. But that's your income. If your income goes above it, then you don't get it. So, I mean, if you're limited income
meaning like savings, or income meaning like this is what I get paid for?
Well, this is what I'm claiming every year.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, like if you're living off your Social Security and it's only $1,400, then apply for Access and have them help cover the Part B premium.
I want to do like a small pivot, and then we'll wrap this up.
Okay, pivot.
So obviously you're extremely knowledgeable in the Medicare world. I mean, the ins and outs of just the conversation that we've had have been staggering.
Stellar.
But stellar. Yeah, absolutely.
I like that movie, Interstellar.
Sorry. Mila Kunis?
With McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah, I don't remember the
All right. So how much, as an agent, how much hands-on are you in the sense of like, are you getting a phone call from Betty every month who's like, I've got Part D, but where can I go for that? Or like, does it cover the CVS on the corner of?
We get all kinds of calls. So like helping people set up their Medicare originally takes a couple of weeks, just a lot of man hours to fill out the forms, get everything in place, sent in, sent back, and then getting the Medicare number and then filling out the applications, but finding out what plan works best based on their doctors and the drug plans, figuring all this out. It takes a lot of man hours for it. But then after somebody goes on, then, they call us back and say, hey, I have this new drug. Sure. And it's, I don't know. I don't think it's covered. And then we have to reevaluate places and find a pharmacy that'll cover it. Sometimes we have to call into the drug company itself and the plan and request a discount. So, wow. There's a lot of service work that goes on to it. It's not just like a one and done and move on. We're helping out there's a lot of hands-on service work. I mean, I have a decent book of business, and it's more service calls than it is like
is that on the agent to field those calls and point the insured in the right spot?
You know what? We have a system. We're Spiros Financial is under a company, an FMO called Spark Advisors.
Oh, okay.
And they contracted with them. They provide us a service department. So if the client calls in, we can send them to our service department, and the service department can help them, direct traffic in a sense. We do a lot of it, but sometimes on bigger things, I just submit it to to our upline, and their team steps in and handles it.
But when you're
Which is
working
nice.
with a new agent, you're walking them through this entire thing
Right.
to make sure that
It's all
they're
hands on for the new agents.
absolutely. Make
Yeah.
sure that they are adequately prepared to field those types of questions, or at least at a bare minimum, point them in the right direction, whether that's to an outside service company or to you.
Right. Yeah. A lot of it's like, just if you have questions come up, give me a call and I can, field the majority of it and help point you in the right direction. Rarely I use the, Spark system, but it's there
Sure.
if we need it.
Yeah.
And then, a lot of just hands-on training. I'm like, if somebody asks you a question, that's a great question. Let me make a note of it. I'm going to look it up and I'm going to get back to you. And then it's just, doing some research and doing the hands-on work and then finding out the answer and then helping the client out.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Well, this has been walking us down the yellow brick road of Medicare
A little bit here and there, yeah.
is quite the journey. And I think we only got a few feet down that road.
Yeah, all insurance. I mean, every time we come on here, we barely scratch the surface on each topic.
Yeah.
But I guess we could do a couple hours here, but we might get a little bored at that point. Yeah.
Do you have any big events coming up?
Senior Healthcare Solutions next month. Cadence Living of Chandler. So, and that's on the 20th of, what are we, June? 20th of June.
June. Okay, so you got some time for that.
We got some time for that. No big events coming up. What about you? Anything?
No, not that I can think of.
How's the Claire House coming along?
It's coming along. We had a raffle yesterday for a if you bought a ticket, you had the opportunity to win a luxury vacation in
someone's backyard.
Pine Top. Yeah, my backyard.
Yes. I signed up for that one.
No, it's in Pine Top, beautiful cabin up there. We're close. We're close enough to where we could probably consider picking it up.
Well, that's great.
There's a lot of storage fees that go into it, and
I imagine there's a lot of logistics moving.
There's logistics. There's we'll see how it ends up. I really I'm hopeful. Maybe we'll have some last minute. At this point, the bare minimum is going to be a salvage job. So we are going to at least retain a lot of memorabilia within the house. Let's say that.
Wow.
So it may not end up how we want it to end up, but there's a lot of positivity that came out of it.
Yeah.
We raised a lot of money for HD South, which is not only the Museum of Gilbert, but it's the Art Center of Gilbert.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. So a lot of positive outcomes in that. But yeah, no real big plans for the remainder of the week. It's been a long month, so I'm going to enjoy this weekend.
It'll be nice. It's a long weekend too, right? You got Monday off?
Yeah, I got Monday off. I'm going to take that off for sure. We do have a penciled-in tentative guest for next week, Elisa Jones.
Oh, nice.
And she does a lot of coaching and can help in like a life coaching, hoarding situation.
Well, that's a big one,
so
yeah.
if someone's downsizing, but they really are clenching onto their stuff. She works a lot with individuals on like cold plunges, which I'm not a cold plunge guy.
I love those. Those
I put my feet in my pool the other day, and I was like,
right now.
no way. I put my feet in the other day and was like, nope, I'm done. Not doing this.
Jump right in. I'm like, it's like 60 degrees. It doesn't even count anymore.
I watch my kids do it, and I'm like, they just don't have any feelings in their body.
I'm slowly working on my carport in the back, and once I kind of get it a little more restructured and my daughter's truck finished, I want to buy one of those Sub-Zero things.
Yeah.
Those freezers you put all that meat in.
Oh yeah.
And then they say seal it off and fill it up with water and turn and set the temperature like 40, so it'll just kind of stay there. And then every morning get in
Well, we're going
That sounds like fun.
we're going to talk about that next week. It's supposed to stimulate and tingle. So we'll
tingle.
see. Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
you're
really
not
looking
afterwards.
forward to that conversation.
That'd be great.
She's a wealth of knowledge.
Nice.
Insurance bro, thank you very much. I really enjoyed this conversation today. I
good.
learned a lot.
Yes, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And but we're getting more traction, so people are
the
calling and
frequently
asking questions. So that's nice.
the frequently asked questions are coming in, so don't stop
If
asking.
you have questions, let us know, and we'll answer them here.
Absolutely. Boss, thanks
All right,
very
man.
much. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks very much. Oh, let's plug real quick. Sparrows Financial, where are you located?
We're in Mesa Drive University, 456 North Mesa Drive, inside the Red Mountain Funeral Home.
Conveniently
office.
located.
My wife gives me an office in the back. So, yes, not in the back, but off to the side.
All right.
And then
Prosperity North Advisors in Gilbert, Arizona.
Yes, we're actually in Prosperity's office right now.
We're in the Prosperity North Studios. The 1010 Studios.
Yeah.
So like us, follow us, reach out to us if you want to be a guest. You'll catch us on YouTube, every major podcast platform, as well as all major forms of social media. Boss, thanks very much.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.